Whether it's a sports sedan for business people, an SUV that has way more power than you need for the school run, or a lightweight, purpose-built track day car, you'll find it here. Every car in this eclectic group represents the very best of its breed. They're the very top of the tree. Some of these are pumped-up versions of everyday cars, bursting with power and often bulging at the seams. From classic 60s muscle to more modern sports cars, each car here truly represents the best driving experiences of their era. And, with the exception of the more extreme track toys, they show how far you can push a daily driver without sacrificing the comfy seats, soundproofing, and room for the whole family.
These are the sort of machines that, in the old days, would have emerged from secret skunk works. Cars made by special departments and in-house tuners with motorsport expertise and a stash of weapons-grade parts. All of these machines push the limits of the models on which they're based, which means that for most companies, these are the fastest cars they make, full stop. Underneath the tinted shades and smart suits, these executive heavyweights pack serious firepower. They might be large and luxurious, but they carry their weight well, thanks to magic suspension and electronic trickery that gets them around corners like cars weighing half as much. All this while boasting the sumptuous stuff a business person needs, including interiors made mostly of tree and cow. They might have the ability to drive through pig's muck, but these SUVs are made by people who usually do sports cars, so they're more suited to apexes than agriculture. Like carving a sledgehammer into a machete, you wouldn't mess with the results, though they do make these power-crazed juggernauts rather entertaining to drive on a track, especially if you leave your braking to the last minute. It began with the bootleggers, who tuned their cars to try and outrun the cops. Their recipe was simple. They inserted a big engine in a small production car and put power above all else. Their creations were the ancestors of the American auto industry and later inspired the pony cars we fell in love with. They have license plates and you can drive them on the road, but make no mistake, these are hardcore grade A track day weapons, and anything to make them road legal is of trivial concern. More importantly, they weigh about the same as a paper bag and have excellent power-to-weight figures. This means they accelerate like superbikes, and it's hard to imagine them losing to anything costing under 6 figures. If the 80s was a revolutionary time for the car world, the 90s and noughties were just as good. New materials and technologies meant manufacturers could build cars with stuff we'd only ever seen in motorsport. Flappy paddle gearboxes, twin-scroll turbochargers, lightweight composites. They shook up the racing world too and set the standard for sports cars as we know them today. These cars are future classics, but you can buy them now while they're still shiny.